Redfish, bluefish, chadfish. Welcome to the Movie Epidemic podcast. Chadley's out here kicking microphones like you're a SWAT team.
I'm really hoping
to bust in on an ISIS lair.
I'm really hoping that this podcast comes out all right, because before the pod, I straight up booted Buckle Duke's microphone across the room. Whoops.
Excuse me, sir. Are you a SWAT team member trying to bust open a ISIS lair?
And I don't even have headphones in today, so I can't even hear if it sounds all right. I'm sure it's fine. But
yeah, it sounds the same as normal.
Fuck it. Welcome to the Movie Epidemic podcast.
Ooh, the freeway rolls on.
The freeway rolls on, and it's getting rowdy today.
Ooh,
I think we just went from fucking 8 minutes to midnight to 3 minutes to midnight, bitch.
Boy, we are right there.
We're about to melt down on this show from this fucking Oscar shit.
Smelting. We're out here smelting.
Smelting?
Smelting.
So let's welcome to the Movie Epidemic podcast. My name is Shadley. Today we're going to be talking about a lot of things. Of course, first of all, we're going to be talking about the Academy Award nominations. They came out this week for, what is it, the 90th?
Oh, yeah.
90th Academy Awards.
Wow. So many years, so many bad films nommed and won.
And then we're going to be talking I, Tonya.
Okay.
With Babo Margie. And then we're also going to be talking what's the other movies? Darkest Hour.
Okay.
Gary Goodman. And of course, then we're going to be finishing off with Last Flag Flying somewhere in there as well. We're going to sprinkle down our top 5 favorite scenes of the year. This is
Chadley?
This is a well-coveted list.
Wow.
This is a well-coveted list.
What a treat.
Yeah, fucking alumnus of the well-coveted list.
It's actually my favorite list of the year, because you don't have to talk about the movies that are going to make your top 10, but just ones that had phenomenal scenes.
Yeah, just some wild shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I just thought of another scene. I might have to amend the list before.
Are we amending the list?
Might be amended. No, I think I'll probably leave it.
Leave it professional.
Yeah, I'll leave it professional. What it is what it is. So of course, this week, since our last podcast, I think it was on Tuesday, we got the Academy Award nominations.
That's right.
Out for this year, and just taking a look at them. Let's round off some of them. Best Picture, we got Call Me by Your Name.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Get it. I get it.
I guess. Nothing happens. Not bad. It's I heard somebody describe that movie as Brokeback Mountain without a plot. And I'm like, yeah, that's pretty correct, actually. Darkest Hour, Dunkirk, Get Out. Now this is Get Out is probably the big surprise. Dunkirk kind of surprised me. I didn't think
Dunkirk surprises me more than Get Out, just because of the climate of the awards.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I think black people for 2 years.
Yeah, I think they'll probably give it to Get Out just like for funsies. It's doesn't even scratch my top 25, but they're gonna give it to Get Out for sure. I saw somebody put Get Out as their number one the other day on their top 10 list, and I'm like, because here's the thing, is that people are literally brainwashed by this movie, which is ironic given the content.
I don't know what that sentence means, dude.
Well, because the movie's about fucking brainwashing, and everybody thinks it's the greatest film of all time.
What? I don't even get this analogy. It makes zero sense to me. How are people being brainwashed by liking this movie?
I don't know, not by liking this movie, but by thinking it's the greatest film of all time, which not. It's fine.
I think if you've seen like 10 movies this year, it possibly could be your favorite movie of the year.
Yeah, if that's where you capped it, was at literally 10, maybe 9.
Well, I think a lot of people we do talk about this at length on this show, Chadley. I think a lot of people watch 10 movies a year.
That's very true. Not everybody watches 400 films a year like you and I do. Also nominated, we got Lady Bird.
Makes sense.
Not surprised by that one.
Gotta have a woman director in there.
Yeah, it's going to be this is going to be the one that is least likely to win, I think.
I would say so.
This one's,
but I would not be mad if it won.
Yeah, no, me neither. This is one of my favorite movies that's on here, but I think given the Academy Awards, it is the least likely to win. This is probably my biggest surprise is they gave a nomination to PTA, Baby Phantom Thread.
PT deserves one.
PTA does deserve one. Maybe not for this. We haven't seen this yet, so we don't know. But I've heard it's just a main dress. But
I heard it's real good if you like to hear every footstep a character takes in the movie.
Oof. PTA's on that sound editing.
Yeah, dude.
Hey, PTA, could you sound mix like literally one of your films? Up next, we got the movie that's going to win Best Picture, probably The Post. Then we got the movie that should win Best Picture, The Shape of Water.
Yeah.
And then we got...
Man.
Yeah.
If Guillermo gets it, dude,
I'll be fucking so pleased, dude. I'll be so
all
pleased.
is okay in the world.
My mom went to see Shape of Water this morning, and she texted me just like, holy shit after. That's all she said was, holy shit.
It's fucking good, dude.
Yeah, dude, Shape of Water rules. And then, of course, the dark horse, probably the darkest horse of the entire thing that could take it. 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. It could take it, but it won't. It will not.
I think it's an interesting year because I could see any one of these films winning.
Yeah. I don't know if I like these nominations that much. I think there's a lot of stuff that I think is pretty good.
I think a Blade Runner should be up there probably.
Blade Runner for sure. We'll be talking about that next week when we do the full-on Blade Runner episode.
The full Blade-sode.
We're going to be, we'll get to that later, but we are going to do a full Blade-sode. 5 films.
It's collectively one of our favorite movies of all time, plus one of the best sequels of all time. So it deserves
maybe the best, but we'll talk about it.
Well, it deserves its own episode regardless. So tune in next week.
So lead actor, we got Timothée Chalamet. Again, I'm not sure I would be. I don't really care about this. He's fine, I think.
No, thank you.
Yeah, it's just for that final scene, right? That's the only reason he's nommed. Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah.
Could this guy literally be in one film that he's not nominated?
Could he not go 200% in a film or what? This is his retiree act, so you never know.
Daniel Kaluuya.
Okay.
I don't know about this one. He is all right. He's apt, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
He's good enough to be in the film that he's in.
Whatever. Chadley's got a hate boner for Get Out for some reason.
I don't have a hate boner. I just think it's a 4-star film. But this is the Academy Awards. It should be all 5 stars. And there's enough 5 stars this year to fucking fill that list.
Fair enough.
That's what's getting me all riled up.
It's not about that, though. The Oscars aren't about that.
Oh, let's not call it Best Picture. Let's call it Safest Picture because let's be honest, that's what it is.
It's not about any of that. It's a celebration of Hollywood.
Yeah, all right. Gary Oldman. Gary Oldman nominated for Darkest Hour.
When has the best movie of the year ever won, Chadley? It's not about that.
That's actually a good point.
In the last few years, it's only been about politics.
Hurt Locker. So. No, I'm just kidding. Gary Oldman for Darkest Hour. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but I think that's probably the best one here, which is saying a lot. And then Denzel Washington and Roman J. Israel Esquire.
I'm sure he's wonderful, Drunk Uncle Denzel.
Yeah, we haven't seen that yet. That'll probably be next week, but I'm sure I can't wait to see him scream around a little bit. Then for lead actress, we got Sally Hawkins for Shape of Water.
Yes.
Frances McDormand for 3 Billboards. Yes. Margot Robbie for I, Tonya. Again. Yes. Saoirse Ronan, Lady Bird.
Yes.
And Meryl Streep. These are way better. These are
so good.
The lead actress nominations.
I want them all to win, and I've not seen the post yet.
Yeah, I haven't even seen the post, but like, here's the thing. I've seen literally 0 films where I was like, Meryl Streep's all right in that. Literally, when was the last time you saw a movie you're like, Meryl Streep?
Oh, dude, I haven't seen it, and I probably won't like it, but it's a Spielberg movie with Hanks and Streep. I'm gonna like
they never met before? Streep and Hanks, they legit never met before this film.
That's fucking awesome.
Isn't that wild? Like, it just seems like a weird thing. We'll do a couple more. We'll just do supporting now. Supporting actor, we got Willem Dafoe.
Thank God. Thank fucking God.
Yeah, if he wasn't nominated, if he doesn't win, I might riot. I don't know. Woody Harrelson and Sam Rockwell from 3 Billboards.
Both of them. Just put Sam, right?
Yeah, like, just put Sam. Yeah, Woody's good.
We love Woody.
We love him, but not Rockwell. When you're not even the best, you're not best actor of the year for any film if you're not even the best actor in the film. Richard Jenkins from Shape of Water. I think I called this one.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm down because I love Richard Jenkins.
I love Jenkins.
I wouldn't be mad. You know what? I wouldn't be mad if he won either.
Dude, that would be legendary if Jenkins pulled one off.
But the last one, then, this is the one that I think should win, is Christopher Plummer for All the Money in the World. And here's why I think he should win, because not only have I heard he's amazing, I haven't seen this film yet. I've heard he's amazing. He had like 6 days to pull this off.
Yeah.
And that in itself is really impressive. The cat's fucking drinking beer.
It's very likely that because of this whole scandal, they got more Oscars than they would have.
Yeah, and then they absolutely should have. Get away from there.
Rest in peace, Kevin Spacey.
Oh, he's dead now, I think.
He's a dead man. Well, he chooses to live as a gay man.
Then for supporting actress, we got Mary J. Blige for Mudbound, Allison Janney for I, Tonya. Yep. Leslie Manville for Phantom Thread.
Mary J. Blige is awesome in Mudbound. So I'm not mad at that.
The one that I expect to win is Laurie Metcalf for Lady Bird. Very, very good in that movie. And then the last one, we mentioned this when we saw Shape of Water, but like Octavia Spencer is again one of those actresses where I've never seen a performance where I was like, man.
Yeah, she's got a good agent.
Yeah, so something's going right there. So that's the Academy Awards. Snubs. There were some snubs. Franco.
Jimmy Frank.
Like, and nobody is really discussing this. Michael Stolberg, by the way, I also think robbed, but like that supporting actor column is pretty tough.
It's a tight one.
Yeah, but
I wouldn't want to fuck with Willem though.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, no, I wouldn't want to go up against Willem.
Wouldn't want
to. But James Franco.
I'm really excited for the Oscars when they do those close-in shots of the people that are nominated, and Defoe's gonna be all coked up, and he's gonna be like,
he does like his goblin laugh, like. Yeah, I love Defoe, dude.
Everyone does.
He's got a big alligator smile. I love it.
What a wonderful man.
We want to start with I, Tonya.
Sure.
Okay, so I, Tonya is a true story biopic film came out this year about Tonya Harding and the scandal that she went through during.
I'm not an American, and I don't give a shit about Olympics, so I'm not really familiar with the story. I knew about like how she like. I
didn't know any of this.
I knew about like her attacking the other competitor, but the details to it, I'm not really familiar with. In fact, I hate the Olympics, and I think it's bullshit.
The Olympics is really dumb. Yeah, I agree. It's a dick measuring contest for sure, but that's a lot of fun. So Tonya Harding essentially was a figure skater, and she and her husband and a friend of theirs sent out death threats to another figure skater so that essentially she wouldn't skate. And then they fucking hired a hitman to take out her kneecaps.
Yeah, fucking awesome.
Which is a bold move. This is a legit thing that happened.
Yeah,
too,
that's why it's crazy.
Which is why, like, it's one of those movies where, like, you're watching it and halfway through, you're like, no, fucking, is this true? Like, but this.
Well, that's why it really does feel like a Scorsese type, like a Wolf of Wall Street thing.
Yeah,
where it's like it's based on a true story, but obviously it's taking some creative liberties.
Oh yeah, there's some embellishing stretched it out. So this movie, first things first, is that it's not that good looking of a movie. I think is the first problem.
I think it's unique.
I think its narration style is unique. But I think as far as actual filmmaking goes, there's a few really great shots in this movie.
The ice skating stuff looks good.
The ice skating stuff looks really good, but the rest of the movie, like when they're in rooms and talking and stuff like that, it's very bland. It's very colorless. I find that maybe that's almost intentional to sort of upplay the poverty that is in this movie.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so weird because when you see somebody at the Olympics, you're like, oh, that person's a professional athlete. Like, this person goes. And then here you see you're making money doing this.
Well, we've seen that recently over the last few years, like the Foxcatcher type thing, which is great. Like that, I really like Foxcatcher on like a higher examination of the Olympics, because it's like they didn't want to go to the Foxcatcher ranch. He was just the only guy offering money.
Yeah. Well, here the thing about Foxcatcher is like it's one of those movies that first time I watched it. Yeah.
Rest in peace. Another crazy Olympic star.
Yeah, another
what the fuck's going on here.
But with Foxcatcher, when we first watched it, we didn't think that highly of it. I think we gave it like 3. But upon a rewatch, it's actually pretty good. Like I think it works.
I think I have it at a 4 now.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd throw it up to a 4, not to mention prosthetic nose.
Prosthetic nose does the talking.
So no, yeah, Foxcatcher is a little better. I think Foxcatcher is probably a little better than this movie too.
Yeah.
Not to say that I don't like this movie, because
I like this movie. I think it's interesting. I think it's really, it's pulled together by how fucking good Margot Robbie is.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, which is so crazy because like I don't think I've ever done a turnaround on anyone like I have Margot Robbie. Like a year and a half ago, I would have said she's the worst actress in Hollywood, and then she has pulled punches like crazy, and now she's one of the best. And she's nominated for Best Actress this year, and I think that's absolutely called for. That being said, she doesn't look like Tonya Harding like fucking at all. Not at all.
I mean, that doesn't really matter.
No, that doesn't matter. I think she's still very good in this movie. But here's the thing: this movie would have been a 4-star, but it's not. You want to know why?
Go ahead.
Sebastian Stan has like the least amount of talent out of anybody in fucking Hollywood, dude. I hate him. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's his fucking face or like he has no talent. Like he's one of those people who shows up, he gives 5%. He's a fucking
He just
renter.
looks like he's not. Yeah, he's a renter. He doesn't look like he enjoys being there. It's just like something that
he's not there to work.
He treats it as like a job, but like a minimum wage job.
He's there to make the bare minimum.
Bitch, you got the best job ever.
Yeah, I'm sorry, your job.
Get a little more into it.
Your job is to be a superhero and fuck Margot Robbie? Why you not love it, dude?
There's some guys like that though that just like clearly don't really want to be there.
Yeah, they don't want to be in this industry, and I don't know why. Because like, I mean, I think this whole like Marvel thing has just ruined Sebastian Stan's life. Like he does not want to be as famous.
Him and Renner are just like, they probably are good friends.
Yeah,
I would imagine, because they both have zero personality.
And they hate being there. They absolutely fucking hate being there.
Dude, they're sitting there talking about how they would rather be anywhere else.
Yeah.
They both look like dudes that should be construction workers.
They should work warehouse jobs.
Yeah. Sebastian Stan, like he's got like nice hair.
Excuse me, can I talk to your stock manager, Mr. Stan?
Yeah, he's got like nice hair, so like he could elevate the ranks, but Jeremy Renner looks like an ugly middle management character.
What was I gonna say? So with this movie, we of course have Margot Robbie as Tonya Harding, but we also have Allison Janney as Tonya Harding's mom. Well, I think Margot Robbie is the heart and soul of this movie. Allison Janney's pretty good too.
Yeah, she's a lot of fun. Remember when she sang The Jackal on West Wing?
I do remember when she sang The Jackal.
I've never put that in a show.
Hey, I've never seen somebody throw out so many C words in a movie before until Allison Janney in this movie.
Yeah.
Which is weird because like I always see her playing like motherly characters. So to see her just toss the C word
or singing The Jackal.
Yeah, or singing The Jackal.
Allison January 28th, so it's The Jackal 28th. That's what I call this month.
The Jackal 28th. Yeah. No, but she's great. There's a particular scene that I think is so funny when her and Margot Robbie are having a conversation, and there's like this intense music behind it, and the editing in this scene is perfect. Mm-hmm. Intense music, and they're like throwing shit at each other, and then she just like whips a knife.
Yeah, dude.
Snicks in. Music just goes dead, and they just like look at the knife for a while, and I was like howling, dude. I thought that was so funny.
Very funny.
Very, very funny. Yeah, I don't know. I just felt like
I like the fat guy.
Yeah, he looked a lot like the actual guy. Like they showed like videos of the actual people at the end of the movie, and you're like, Sebastian Stan, Tonya Harding.
I don't know who that guy is, but he was good.
Dude, he was awesome.
Every time he was on screen, I was laughing my ass off.
Funny, he was funny.
Fat funny.
Yeah, he's like serious John Candy.
I love it.
Yeah. There is also like, and there is some good looking cinematography in this movie. You know, don't get me wrong. I think for the most part it's planned. There's a really great shot that I think has to be mentioned where she leaves the Sebastian Stan character for the first time, and then it pans around their house as he's doing a variety of things, and then it pans out the front door and into like the trunk of a car, and like that is really, really cool looking. Rest of this movie, I don't know. Like it's entertaining because it's crazy that this actually happened. It's absolutely fucking crazy. But about the middle point where it's just her like figure skating and they're thinking about doing like some shit, you might doze off a little bit.
It's not that long though. So I didn't really run into that.
Yeah. It's 2 hours. It's 2 hours, which for an Academy Award film is about right. But that I do find that middle section is a little bit tough.
Well, it's because it's not really that big of a story. It's like a 1-page newspaper article.
Well, and then they even get to a point where they're like, you're here to talk about the incident. It's like, I've been here to talk about the incident for the last hour 10. Like, could we just get to that shit where she fucking hits somebody with a baseball bat and kneecaps them?
I don't think it being 90 would do it any favors.
No, I don't think so either. I think you could probably cut this down to 150. Like, it's one of those movies where I think being 2 hours is fine. But it is like, there is that section where the first section is interesting because it's her becoming a figure skater. And then the third section is interesting because it's about them like dealing with the death threats in the FBI. Middle section is just kind of about nothing. She's made it. She's made it at this point, and they're just like, Well, you got it. You know, you're best figure skater on the entire planet. Oh, we waitress now. You waitress.
You waitress.
You living in Park. You living in Park now?
Oh,
but
nice Park.
I do think ultimately this is a good movie, but best picture nomination, no. I wouldn't have nominated this for best picture. I think it's an absolutely fine biopic about a mildly entertaining story.
That's I just feel like maybe it was someone better was on the reins.
Yeah, who was it? It was like Joe Gillespie, something like that.
I don't remember.
Craig Gillespie, something like that.
Could be Craig.
Could be good old Craig.
But like it feels like a Scorsese movie, like in concept, but it does nothing that Scorsese would have done in it.
Also too short.
Not that I think Scorsese should have directed this. I don't think that. I just think someone of that caliber, of that kind of filmmaking should have.
But if Scorsese had come in and directed this, it would, first of all, it would have been 3 hours, and it probably would have been more interesting.
Craig Gillespie.
Yeah.
Lars and the Real Girl fame.
Oh, yeah.
And Fright Night the remake, which we have to watch at some point.
We'll be watching all the Fright Night films at some point.
Dude, I love that Fright Night movie. I've never seen it before. It was so good.
Dude, you're still thinking about Fright Night, dude? That was months ago.
Dude, I think about Fright Night every single day.
It's months ago.
One of my favorite movies.
Yeah, no, I think it's good. Tonya, I'm gonna give this a 3.5. I see it once.
I'll give it a 4. I think that's what it deserves, but I do agree that it's a one-time watch.
Yeah, it's a one and done.
I just think Margot Robbie's so like spectacular.
Oh, I agree. Like, and this movie is held up by its female performances. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna say performances because Sebastian Stan talent, but fuck, I hate him. Just get him out of film. Get him out. I'm done. I'm fucking done. I'm done with fucking Sebastian Stan.
Me and Chadley run Hollywood. You and Renner are out. You're not in the cool kids club.
So why don't we count down our top 5 favorite scenes of the year?
Fair enough.
Coveted list, baby. As I said it previously, coveted list. Everybody wants to be on it because these are the scenes you got to go and see these films.
Everybody wants to be on it.
Everybody wants to fucking be on it. Why don't you bring us in with your
number 5? This will probably be like the only way like this movie I would ever talk about it again, but Annabelle Creation. Dude, that under the stairs scare.
Ooh, no, I don't like it.
It's the scariest thing I've ever seen.
I don't like it.
It was like the one time out of a 2017 movie last year that I was actually terrified. I saw it, loved it, wasn't scary.
Good film though, yeah.
Annabelle, saw it, loved it, scared my pants off.
I think Annabelle Creation is a better film.
Yeah,
I think it's absolutely a better film than it. Not to say it isn't good.
No, in fact, I love it.
I don't know if I love it.
I love it, but it's not scary.
No,
whereas Annabelle Creation, like I had to close my eyes too. It was too scary. And like there's like a lot of scenes in that movie that are really scary, especially like the outside one, terrifying. Sheet drop, scary as fuck.
It would seem that the only person who was scared by it was horror master Stephen King.
No, he knows what he's talking about when he's doing like the marketing shit.
Son of a brisket.
What's your number 5? Jim?
My number 5 is a movie that I'm not going to get a chance to talk. I'll give you a spoiler. I'm not going to get a chance to talk about it on my top 10 favorite films of the year because it's been booted from my list. But it is a movie I like a lot. My number 5 is from this year's Trainspotting 2.
Okay, hell yeah.
Trainspotting 2. Good film. This scene is where Ewan McGregor goes into a Protestant bar and gets a bunch of Irish lads all riled up and telling them about how they want to kill a bunch of Catholics. And then they sing a song called No More Catholics Left.
Oh, what a wonderful scene.
Yeah, it is absolutely.
It's a perfect scene. For my number 4, I'm going to bring it back to Taika Waititi.
Ooh, I like Taika.
And pretty much any scene that Korg was in, but specifically Piss Off Ghost.
Piss Off Ghost.
That's one of my favorite. It's the hardest I've laughed at just like a non-joke. That's a fucking non-joke, and I could not stop laughing at it.
We were playing Super Mario World on the Super Nintendo last week, and every time we got to a ghost house, Piss Off Ghost.
Piss Off Ghost.
Piss Off Ghost.
Piss Off Ghost.
My number 4 Probably from one of my favorite films of the year that we will be talking about as we go forward into the freeway, of course. The Shape of Water.
Okay.
My number 4 is bathroom flooding and fucking the fish. Fucking a fish in the bathroom flood. I love it, dude.
Yeah, Shape of Water is so fucking good, dude. I can't believe it.
I can't believe it's gonna win, right? Like it has to. It has the most nominations, I believe.
Yeah, it does.
13 nominations.
But I believe that means it's gonna pull a Mad Max, but we'll see.
And then they'll give it to
my number 3, a movie that it's another one that I can't stop thinking about. There's a few this year, but this one, there's one scene in particular when our boy.
Which one is our boy? We have a lot of boys.
They're all our boys, but fucking from Good Time, drink up.
Oh yeah, down the hatch.
When they're
what is it? It's like LSD.
It's LSD.
He's
dumping a bottle of Sprite.
Sprite LSD
into the dude's fucking mouth. It's so crazy, dude.
Down the hatch.
Down the hatch is my number 3 scene of the year.
My number 3. We talked about some horror movies a moment ago. We talked specifically about Annabelle. Now I'm going to bring it back to Stephen King. I'm going to talk about It. The garage slideshow, man. When so fucking good. Pennywise climbs out of the fucking projector. Unbelievable. That's the only part of the movie where I was like, yo. The rest of the movie, I was like, God, this is a lot of G-rated fun.
A lot of G-rated
fun. But for some reason, they're saying the fuck word. I don't understand.
They're saying the fuck word so much.
In the most G-rated film of all time. Except for the garage slideshow, which is absolutely terrifying.
Make it scarier. It's R. It's R-rated already because he said fuck so much. Put some scary stuff in it.
That's a punchline, mostly.
It's mostly an R because of a punchline.
I guess teenagers use the word fuck as a punchline, so I guess it makes sense that's who you're marketing to, right?
Fair enough. My number 2, this is when I watch this movie, I'm waiting for this moment because it's so beautiful. This is Willem Dafoe in Florida Project beating the shit out of a fucking pedophile.
Aren't you gonna drink it?
Aren't you gonna drink it? Is
Get my the fuck out of here!
Aren't you gonna drink it? Is my number 2 scene of the year.
Number 2, my number 2 scene of the year. Hey, remember when OJ was on trial and the glove just slipped off?
Yeah,
I saw it happen to Carla Gugino in a movie this year. OJ glove scene when her fucking hand slips off like a glove. I don't want to. In fucking Gerald's game, you see it dead. Oh, dude, I love it, dude. It's absolutely horrific. It is horrifying to look at. But the OJ glove scene from
OJ's glove is Chadley's number 2. Speaking of which. Our boy from that film is going on to do my favorite Stephen King book, Dr. Sleep.
Oh yeah, they are making a Dr. Sleep. Get what's his name? Danny Lloyd. Get Danny Lloyd in there. He's ready.
Man, he doesn't act anymore though.
But he'd be about the right age now.
He is the right age, which is crazy. But he doesn't act. He's a teacher.
There's no way. It's timed up to be exactly when Danny Lloyd would be the right age. There's no way it's not connected.
Yeah, we'll see.
So what is your number 1?
My number 1, Chadley. My number 1 scene of the films of 2017. You do the fingering.
Oh, do the fingering. From Alien Covenant?
Yeah.
Ew.
Fucking.
When Michael Fassbender fingers himself?
Michael Fassbender fingering himself.
Oh my God.
I'll do the fingering is my number 1 scene, baby.
Please don't put this movie on your top 10 list, dude. It's horrible.
No, it'll be on there.
No, don't.
I guarantee it will be on there.
That and fucking Valerian? You're gonna
Valerian won't make it. That's only a 4-star. Covenant's a 5.
Covenant's a 2.
Covenant's a 5.
And my number 1 favorite scene of the year is Aren't You Gonna Drink It? Willem Dafoe and the child rapist. One of the funniest scenes I've ever seen in cinema. He beats the shit out of a child rapist. I've seen this movie twice now. I went in for a rewatch on Florida Project.
It,
yeah, because it's one of those movies like once you see it once, you don't stop thinking about it. It's in your mind fucking forever.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, my number 1. Aren't You Gonna Drink It? Willem Dafoe beating the shit out of a homeless child rapist.
What a rapist from New Jersey.
What a great film. Oh, we'll be, and I'm sure you bet your ass we'll be talking about that when we do top 10 films.
It's on my.
Oh, it's on there.
It's pretty high.
Yeah. I don't. Ooh, it's crawling on.
I feel like every rewatch I bump it up because I don't rewatch the rest of them very often.
Yeah.
Just this one. And it's like working its way up to the top. It's never going to beat Blade Runner, but it's working its way.
So should we run on to some Linklater?
Fuck yeah.
All right, so let's talk about Last Flag Flying, because this movie has me fucking riled up.
Yeah.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Last Flag Flying is a perfect example of why movies like American Sniper are not nominated because of the humanity of the film, but because of the bullshit nationalism that is in those type of fucking movies. Because this movie is like a military movie about former military people that has legitimate heart, legitimate humanity, and guess what? They don't jerk off the American flag, and guess what? Nobody fucking saw it.
No, not a single person saw it.
Nobody saw it.
Dude, we saw it was playing at the Globe over there, and we're like, we're not gonna go see that, obviously.
Clearly that's gonna be no good. This movie is great.
Dude, Linklater just drops a fucking, just like a fucking perfect film in the middle of nowhere.
In the middle of Oscar season.
Just sprinkling it. You know what? I've never heard a single person even mention this movie.
Nobody's talked about Last Flag Flying.
This is OC shit.
Yeah, this is OC. It's actually not. It's based on a book, but it's actually interesting because there was a book series called The Last Detail and Last Flag Flying. Mm-hmm. And Last Flag Flying was the sequel, but The Last Detail was more about...
So Hal Ashby was Jack Nicholson film.
Yeah, there was the Jack Nicholson film. The weird thing is, though, is that this isn't a sequel to The Last Detail film, but the books are connected, but the films aren't in any way.
They're connected. It's the same characters.
No, they have different names.
They're the same characters.
Yeah, they're the same characters, really, but they changed the names of it. I don't know if Linklater changed the names or...
Linklater did.
Yeah. Just to make it OC, I guess.
Well, Linklater, he loves Hal Ashby, I assume, because his movies are very similar.
Yeah.
So he just wanted to make a spiritual sequel. He's like, have I made enough spiritual sequels to my own movies? Maybe I'll make a spiritual sequel to a movie I like.
And so that's what he did, and it's awesome. This movie, it's really great.
Dude, I had no idea what to expect from this.
Me neither. I'd seen the trailers and I knew like generally what it was about, and I'm like, it's just Little Miss Sunshine stealing a body. All right, that's a lot of fun. But that's really not what it's about at all. It's actually just more about like reparation of this like 30-year friendship that had been cut down the middle, right? Like, first of all,
that's why I like Linklater so much, is when he writes a movie, whether it's dialogue or just the relationships, it's like it transcends generations, and it's just like it's just a pure friendship.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to talk specifically about performances here because we got 3 snubs here.
Yeah,
we got 3 Academy Award snubs. First of all, Steve Carell, not only should he be nominated for Best Actor, he should win.
You love this movie.
I really, really like this movie a lot because it's just...
I think it's fantastic.
It's really human, and like... whereas, because like I've seen a lot of these American nationalist war movies, and that's what I expected going in, and just getting like this breath of fresh air that all these wars they're fighting have absolutely no merit. Like,
I do think it's interesting because it isn't like negative towards the army, but it's just negative to how it operates.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I think it's interesting, and I think more people should see it. Maybe this got like shushed or something. Maybe someone in government was like, ooh, not.
Sometimes Linklater just drops shit, though, and it's not really weird for him.
Well, what was that other one he did? Everybody Wants Some? I think we might be the only people who've seen that film.
People saw that one, but I don't think that got a wide that one might have got a wide release. This one definitely didn't.
But Carell is so good in this movie. I think that this movie, for the most part, is like 4-star film. Really good, really human. The last 60 seconds of this movie is where it's like, oh, this is a 5-star.
Yeah.
Like, this is a 5-star film, because that last 60 seconds is the most emotionally harrowing I've felt in a movie maybe all year. Maybe not the final scene of Florida Project, but close. Like, it's very close. I found this movie to be it's tough. It's absolutely a tough watch. The movie it's heavy to start with. It's about this guy who's trying to figure out where to bury his son after he's been killed in the Iraq War in 2003. And then they catch Saddam and
Saddam.
Saddam. Somebody called him Saddam in this movie. Yeah. So it's like, Saddam Hussein. And I love that. I love that. I almost wonder if we wrote this movie because everybody's calling each other fucking lad.
Dude, I think that's just the brilliance of Linklater is that he knows how to write dialogue like that I would enjoy.
Guess who this lad is? When he said that, I was laughing.
I think it's the opposite. I think I may have stolen lad from Linklater. Now, like if I really think back onto it and watching Linklater films in my youth, I think he said lad in those fucking movies.
How many times do they say lad in Dazed and Confused?
I think they say lad in Dazed and Confused and some of those other Slacker. I bet they say lad in Slacker.
Oh, it's in School of Rock for sure.
I might have lifted it.
Oh, it's definitely in Bad News Bears.
It's in Bad News Bears for sure.
Hey, remember when Linklater made a Bad News Bears remake?
Dude, there was that weird Linklater period. School of Rock, Bad News Bears, and like.
Here's the thing about Bad News Bears with Linklater, though. Still better than Boyhood.
I agree. I don't think Boyhood is any good, but every one of his other movies is like a bang out 5. It's like, why is he just banging out 5s?
What I like about this movie too is that this trio that we have in this movie is like perfectly balanced. You got the wild card.
Yeah,
and that's
Cranston's fucking unreal.
He's unbelievable. But like, here's the thing: who's surprised at this point?
No,
he's the best actor on the planet, and we say this every time he's in something. Like, think about Trumbo. Think about Trumbo, and then think about this movie.
He's better in this.
He's better in this, way better, and he wasn't nominated, which is insane. Fishburne is probably the weakest of the 3, but here's the thing.
Still goes in his old age.
Still with Nom.
Is that real gray?
It must be real gray. Lawrence Fishburne's old as hell now.
He's old, dude.
Yeah. Cranston also old, dude. Oh, he's getting there, dude.
Yeah, he's getting crotchety.
He's looking pruny as fuck. But there's what I like so much about this movie is it was actually cast very, very specifically because they wanted 3 actors who were well versed in both comedy and in drama, because this movie will be like absolutely hilarious and then there'll be like this sudden left turn.
Dude, there's never been like a movie where I laughed and cried so much simultaneously.
Yeah, dude. I'll admit it, dude. I bawled watching this movie. I watched it just this morning.
Oh, dude, that fucking towards the end there, man, it gets tough.
It gets really hard to watch, but you can't stop looking because you love these characters so much. And what I like about it is that they offer a possible resolution to this film and then never really cement it, which is a really interesting move. Same with it's similar to like how 3 Billboards ends. They offer you a possible solution and then they're like, well, that's the movie. Wonder if they went through with it, you know? Wonder if they did it. You'll never know because the movie is fucking over.
Hey, bitch.
So we got Wildcard Cranston. We got the Everyman Carell, who's great.
He's
like
so fucking
good. His mustache does all the work.
His mustache does the talking. That's for sure.
And then Fishburne, Lawrence Fishburne over here, playing like he's now a minister. And here's one of the picks that I do have with this movie though, is that Lawrence Fishburne's character, ooh man, he just turns into a different person pretty quickly when he's not at his church. He's like, I'm a man of God, and I love everybody.
Well, when you're back with the boys.
And then he's back with
the lads.
He's like, you fucking trying to fucking fuck me? Like,
dude, this is a movie for the lads, about the lads.
Yeah, like I can imagine you, me, and Lauxie taking a trip like this in 20 years.
Absolutely. When my son inevitably dies
in Iraq,
because we'll still be there.
Yeah.
We will be going on a trip like this, but we were not brothers in arms in the Marine Corps. We were brothers in the liquor.
My favorite line in this entire movie is from Bryan Cranston, and Lawrence Fishburne is reading the Bible, and Cranston goes, "What you doing?" He's like, "I'm just reading a psalm," and he goes, "A psalm, Osama bin Laden."
One of my favorites was when they were in the U-Haul and Eminem was on the radio.
Oh yeah, I was just about to mention that as well. Because here's the thing: is that as different as we all may be, everybody hates that Eminem "This Looks Like a Job for Me" song.
And he's like, "This is a white man.
Yeah,
these words are coming out of a white man. I should be embarrassed."
I like that Linklater is the only person in the world who would put Cranston in a fucking scarf for an entire movie.
Yeah, and let him say raghead.
Let him say raghead and gook. Like, you can't have him say shit like that.
Gook. He could, they said raghead like 1,500 times.
Yeah. Because this movie is almost like a criticism to the U.S. military.
It certainly is.
And I haven't seen a military movie like this, because like if you watch it, honestly, I'm looking at you people out there. I'm looking into the camera.
Fucking Office take.
Go back and watch American Sniper again.
Yeah, look at that. And when you see that fake baby,
and go back and watch American Sniper again, and you might go, "Ooh, shit! This movie is racist. This movie is racist, and it is about absolutely nothing other than giving my Uncle Sam the frothiest blowjob."
Ooh, we love that.
That's all the fucking movie is.
Has Uncle Sam been taking his zinc supplements to get his frothy loads?
He's taking the V pill. Just so you can jerk him off. He's 90, by the way.
Yeah.
Gross. Go back and watch American Sniper. It's very bad. Actually, no. Don't go back and watch American Sniper. Watch this movie, because this movie is almost like, you can almost tell that Linklater watched American Sniper and he's like, okay, well, I gotta fix this.
He's like, we got some issues here.
We got some work to do. Because this movie is really, really awesome. And I think there is some weird things where like, it feels like there's going to be more conflict from things. Like, for instance, they're like, I don't want him fucking buried in his pussy ass civilian graduation suit.
Yeah. And it seems like that's
going to be a conflict. And then Steve Carell's like, suit doesn't fit anymore. I guess we'll just bury him in the Marine thing. That's fine. Don't worry about it.
That's, I feel like that's a great reveal, because nothing real matters, right? Like,
well, it's because the U.S. military thinks that it's going to be a bigger deal than it actually is.
Yeah.
And, no, I think this movie is one of the finest
when they get the cell phones, dude.
That's the funniest scene of the entire movie. Bryan Cranston just won't stop texting people. That's a lot of fun,
dude. There's just him discovering the internet. There's a lot of scenes like that I think were laid out so wonderfully. Like when they go to talk to their buddy's mother about how he died.
Well, yeah, because there's a similar scene earlier in the movie where Bryan Cranston is a bit harder on the situation, but as he develops as a character throughout the movie, suddenly he has a very different reaction to a very similar scenario. Mm-hmm. And I think that's very, very interesting, very interesting. And I love this movie. I maybe it's because I have a hard on for Linklater. Here's the thing that people don't understand. Y'all have only seen Boyhood, and it's his worst film.
You've seen School Rock?
Yeah, you see Well, yeah, some people seen School of Rock. School of Rock is a 5-star film, though.
Yeah. But like that's like
I think the Linklater most people have seen is Boyhood.
I would say Boyhood.
Maybe,
Dazed and Confused.
Less so.
Rock. Dude, everyone's seen Dazed and Confused. You know how many when I go to a bar, you know how many people are doing all right.
Yeah, that's true. Here's the thing, though, is that 90% of people who do that bit have never seen Dazed and Confused. They just think like Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, I bet that's true.
Yeah, it's a Matthew McConaughey bit. But Richard Linklater is out here pumping out 5 stars all the fucking time.
I love Linklater.
I love him. Yeah,
like Bernie.
Yeah, I was gonna say Bernie.
Fucking Bernie, please.
Nobody's seen Bernie.
No one's seen Bernie.
Nobody's seen Bernie. Nobody saw Everybody Wants Some. We're the only people out here talking about how good. 5-star. I give this one 5 stars. It's the only 5-star I'm giving out today.
I'll give it a 5.
We're gonna give 5-star to Last Flight Plan. Give it a 5.
It might sneak out Alien Covenant, Chadley. We'll see what happens.
Good. Alien Covenant fucking blows, dude.
Dude, I love Alien Covenant.
Yeah, I give this 5-star on the Chat C scale. I love it.
That's a 5 on the chat.
It's a 5G scale.
Welcome to the Golden Reel Club.
Yeah. Hey, Academy Awards. Let us just do it.
Let us do it.
Let us do it. Let us.
We're gonna pick them all.
Yeah.
We're gonna pick the winners, and we're also gonna host it. Fuck you, no writers.
And the winner is Disaster Artist, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, let us fucking do it. Yeah, we'll do the whole thing. Seriously, we will do it all. We will fucking do it all.
50 grand each.
50 grand a year. We'll do it every single year.
And it will be the best every year.
It'll be the best it's ever been. Just send us the movies.
I know the Academy hasn't seen it. I know the Academy watches like 8 movies a year. We watch 400. We got it. Yeah, we know them all.
Yeah, and one of them is always about a newspaper story.
Hey,
don't.
Done with that shit.
Hey, do you know how? Hey,
you know what industry has passed everyone by at this point? Journalism.
Yeah. But as somebody with a journalism degree, I agree.
Hey, world passed you by, Chadley.
Rest in peace. That's why I work in a pet store. Up next, we got the last film of the day, Darkest Hour. Joe writes, Joe Wright's biopic on not Gary Oldman. I wish it might be about something if it was that. Yeah, because then it would be about how much he hates the gays. But
he hates them.
He hates the gays. This movie is about Winston Churchill, basically in the 4 days after he became the prime minister, and how he basically dealt with the Dunkirk thing. Yeah. Here's the thing about this movie. Seen Lincoln? You've seen Lincoln, right?
I've seen Lincoln. Yeah.
What do you think of Lincoln?
I don't like Lincoln.
Yeah, why don't you like it? Because it's boring? Just white dudes in suits?
Well, I mean, that's part of it.
Joe Wright went out and fucking watched Lincoln and was like, I'm doing that same movie. I'm doing that same movie again with Winston Churchill. Fuck this movie.
I think it's more so that I don't care about the content whatsoever.
Yeah, and I think that's a problem. If this was about fucking Pierre Trudeau, I might be in.
Well, it's weird though, because I'm 100% in on Dunkirk and it told the same story. So,
well, Dunkirk was the half of the story with the people who are actually in danger.
Yes.
Whereas Darkest Hour was the other half of the story with the nerfy dudes in suits who are sitting in bomb shelters.
You know, I think a lot of this movie is just like ham-fisted bullshit, especially the romance plot that they put in there.
Yeah, with Lily James.
Who gives a shit?
Why does she want to fuck Winston Churchill?
I don't know. Fat man.
Fat man.
And then it's like, I get what Oldman was doing here. Like half the time it's like, oh, that's him. And then half the time when he's screaming, you're like, God, it's Gary Oldman in a prosthetic suit.
You know what? I think Gary Oldman is great in this.
Yeah, in this movie. He's good.
He's quite good, and he'll probably win for Best Actor. And I think he's the one that, like, out of all the Best Actor nominations, if he won, I'd be like, all right. But this movie, just nominate him for Best Actor. Don't nominate this for Best Picture, because
I'll tell you what, I got absolutely nothing from this film.
Really?
In fact, I hated every second watching it, except for one scene, which I thought was some phenomenal filmmaking. You know, when he's talking to the U.S. president on the phone, and it like pulls back to him in that dark room, and it really shows how alone he was in that moment. And then the rest of the movie is fucking bullshit. Yeah. But I like that one scene quite a bit.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, that's good. Here's the thing, is that I like, as an actor, Ben Mendelsohn.
Dude.
But he rolled up to not play.
Yo, Ben Mendelsohn didn't give a fuck, dude. He was like, yo, this is 1940 and I'm playing a character from 2040.
He came in, he's like, hello, I am the king. And what?
Mendelsohn, you're the best actor on earth. You didn't give a shit, hey?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. You too good? He's too busy.
He was jet lagged. They flew him in from fucking Australia. He was like, well...
he's too busy jerking off into a pile of Disney money.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
Boy, I love Mendelsohn, but he does not care.
Doesn't give a fuck in this movie. That's it. Like, that's Gary Oldman, Mendelsohn, Lily James.
He's talking and like, I don't even feel like there was as good a speech as Call Me By Your Name in this. Like, I feel like there should be a build up to like a speech or something.
I liked the tiger in the mouth speech, because Gary Oldman is good. It didn't do anything for me because I'm not British. And I think that's how I felt about Lincoln too, is that maybe if I was American, this would do something for me.
I don't think so, though.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I don't think that movie's good either.
Oh, no, I don't think it's good either. But like, every American critic said it was the best film they've ever seen. So I don't know.
Well, when you get that Wilfrid Laurier film, maybe I'll be into it. I don't know.
Here's the difference, though. That's what
Let me direct the Wilfrid Laurier film. Let's fucking do this shit.
Because like, you look at Lincoln, and Lincoln was directed by Steven Spielberg. So at the very least, that movie has some pretty good cinematography. It looks good.
It's visually fairly interesting, I'd say.
Here we got Joe Wright. Pretty unexperienced. This movie looks like shit.
Most of the time, yeah.
Yeah, this movie looks like shit. It looks like it was legitimately filmed in war bunkers without lighting. Like, they didn't bring lighting along.
That might have just been your shitty copy of it.
This movie took me 3 watches, because this movie's biggest sin is that it's fucking boring. It's so boring. It's so boring. It's 2 hours of dudes talking in suits. And Churchill was a crazy guy. Like, could I see more?
that's more my problem with it. I don't necessarily think it's boring because Churchill is interesting. I think the content they put forward is dull.
Yeah, well, fucking Churchill was a crazy dude. Show me more of that.
Yeah, and there's like some good sections where like it shows his humor, and like it's there are times when like Churchill is funny in this movie.
There's some really great scenes,
and I'm like, why is that not more of what this is?
I think there's like a scene in this movie where I was like, why isn't the whole movie like this? Where he's on the subway.
Yeah, that's a great scene.
That's the best scene in the whole movie. Why wasn't the whole movie just that? Or stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Because that scene is really great. What if
it doesn't? It's a movie about Churchill that doesn't explore his personality, which is the part that's interesting.
Well,
I know what happened. I know what happened.
Yeah.
You can show me any historical movie, and I know what happened. I'm not there for that shit.
Mm-hmm. I also do think that the movie picks up in its third act. Certainly,
I think the third act is fine, but it's still like
not
at that point. You've lost me. Yeah. Like if you don't have me, like
I'm already tucked into bed at this point.
Yo, I was in bed like this. I was like, I got my giant screen, 130 inches. This is optimal viewing temperature for this film, and I'm bundled up. It's cold as shit out, so I'm bundled up with my fleece blanket, and I'm like struggling to keep my eyes open because I'm laying down.
You're like, sorry that I don't give a fuck about any of this.
I had to like prop my head up.
Yeah, you're like, neat Joe, right? I've read a book before.
And like earlier, I watched Dr. Zhivago, which is like
perfect film,
3.5 hours of like Russian politics and shit.
It's a good movie.
And I was on the edge of my fucking seat. So it's like, what's wrong here? Because it's not about Winston Churchill, which it should be because he's fucking interesting. It's the same thing with Loving Vincent. Why isn't that about Vincent van Gogh? One of the most interesting fucking artists on the planet.
Yeah. Well, that one's even more of a sin, I think, Loving Vincent, because like you painted 80,000 pictures for fucking yellow suit guy to just ask NPCs questions. Yeah, can't do that. Can't do that. Yeah, Darkest Hour. I can't believe this movie is nominated. I mean, I see why.
I
see why, but I wouldn't have nominated this in 1 trillion years. This might be on my bottom 20.
Dude, honestly. It's some of the least fun I had watching a movie this year.
I agree. But there is no denying Gary Oldman is good in it.
He's good.
But
I don't care because a lot of people are good at acting, Chadley. And people are good in a lot of stuff.
There's a lot of non-homophobes who are good at acting.
Fair enough.
Who don't hate the Jews.
And like, I know we talked about this when we were talking about Foxcatcher, but it feels like all you got to do is put on some prosthetics and you get a nom these days.
And like people are saying that the reason Franco didn't get a nomination was because of the sex misconduct. Okay, so this guy can't text girls and ask them to fuck, but Gary Oldman can go on live television and say fuck gays and Jews.
You're telling me James Franco's not allowed to fuck now? That's insane.
Neither is Aziz.
Aziz can't fuck.
He can't fuck anymore.
These are dudes that fuck.
I gave Aziz a blowjob and then he tried to fuck me. Oh no shit!
What the fuck you think was gonna happen?
I've yelled about this for a while, but like, I mean, I guess with this witch hunt, I think they're calling it, like,
I call it the kangaroo court. I feel like that's a better term for it.
Kangaroo court. Like, I mean, I guess some innocents got to go down to get Woody.
I guess if we got like if Franco has to go down to get Woody, I guess Franco has to go down.
Yeah, that's what's got to happen.
Because we gotta get fucking Woody.
Gotta get Woody, dude.
Get Woody.
Go straight to jail. Do not pass out.
And once we get Woody, it's like
it's over.
We're smooth sailing from here on out.
He's the final boss.
Yo, Woody says that's not even his final form yet. He's fucking raping kids.
Oh, dude, and fucking when they finally get Woody in the court, he's gonna turn into one of those Resident Evil monsters.
Oh, he's gonna fucking look weird. He's already looks terrifying, like an ancient Jew.
Yeah, he's got the fucking teeth.
God, he's an ancient Jew.
Oh man,
he's gonna die before we get him. Unfortunately,
I think that Gary Oldman's performance in the last like 20 minutes is good enough to warrant 2.5 stars on this.
1 star on the Chadsky scale.
Much harsher than and I didn't even like this movie.
It fucking blows. Like, what's the point? It's not entertaining. It's not about fucking anything interesting. It's about shit that I've heard before.
Read book before.
Look, I read book. Read not that many books, but read some books.
Definitely read about Churchill.
I've read the Churchill book.
Hey, I took history 11. Like,
this dude took history.
I fucking know what happened to Churchill. I know what he did. Show me some of this shit.
I don't know. It's just like I like historical biopics and stuff as long as it's like not just a recap of what happened.
Lily James shouldn't have been in this film.
Rest in peace.
I'm sorry. Just is her character there for a reason?
Doesn't.
Is she just there to mouth the speech at the end so you can be like, she loves him?
Some ham-fisted shit.
Yeah, I don't fucking like it. Yeah, don't watch this movie. I like Gary Oldman in it though. I think he's great, and there's some really good speeches. But most of the movie boring as fuck.
Why is that? I get that that's the defining factor of the movie, but like,
it's not enough to redeem.
Good at acting.
No, I don't think this is a good
movies.
Yeah. I don't think this is a good movie.
There was 50 other movies that had better, like had maybe not better acting, but at least par that were way better movies than this.
I don't know. He's pretty good in it. That's tough, dude. He's pretty good.
You're being clouded by the prosthetics, Chad.
Yeah, that's true. Because why in a
just because it looks suit? Like Winston Churchill doesn't mean he was good at acting.
Yeah, I don't think that's what it's about. I honestly don't think that's what it's about. I do think it's like the intensity that he brings to the role. I think Gary Oldman
starts yelling and then it just sounds like it doesn't even sound like Churchill anymore. It just sounds like Gary Oldman yelling. That's the intensity he brings, Chadley. The best part is when he's fucking sniffling. And he's like, no, I'm Winston Churchill. He's fucking sniffling.
Like, hey, Winston Churchill. Hey, maybe make the
prosthetics are getting caught in his mouth.
Maybe make a movie about a dude who can you can fucking understand.
That's when he's doing the best acting. When he's yelling in his intense parts, he's just like, well, hello there, I'm Gary Oldman. And you're like, that doesn't sound anything like Winston Churchill.
You know, that might be a lie. He might have said, I'm Gary Oldman.
Well, hello there. I'm Gary Oldman.
Yeah. No, I do think that he's good in this movie. And we'll agree to disagree on that. I'm going to give it my 2.5 star. I'm not going to budge on that.
1 star on the Chadsky
scale.
Welcome.
It's not that good.
To the dusty real.
I think I would just like YouTube the best of this movie.
Or who gives a shit?
Topher Grace, can you make a 13-minute cut of this film?
Yeah, Topher.
We'll be talking about Topher again next week. We'll be talking about Topher next week when we talk about Blade Runner because I got some questions for Topher.
Where is Topher?
Next week we are talking about 5 films, all Blade Runner.
Okay,
sorta. We're talking about Blade Runner, Ridley Scott's masterpiece. Then we're going to be talking about Blade Runner 2022, Blackout. And we're going to be talking about Blade Runner 2036. Nexus Dawn.
Nexus Dawn, is that what it's called?
Yep. Blade Runner 2048, Nowhere to Run. And then, of course, the feature presentation.
Wow.
Blade Runner 2049.
That's going to be a treat for you lads.
That's going to be a lot of fun. I actually can't wait. It might be a shorter episode. I don't know. I don't know if we can scream about Blade Runner for an hour.
40 at least.
Yeah, at least 40. It's going to be a lot of fun. So make sure you tune in. I promise we're going to continue the freeway after that. But yeah,
that's just a bonus episode.
Yeah, this is a bonus sode, dude. I'm just excited to talk about fucking Blade Runner. I think we've put at least 13 hours of Blade Runner talk on this pod.
We must have. I've seen Blade Runner at least 13 times.
And we've never reviewed Blade Runner on the show.
Well, it's not a series, so we would never talk.
Well, we've never talked. Yeah, we've never formally reviewed Blade Runner. It's going to be a lot of fun. Make sure you tune into that. You can hit me up on Twitter at Chadley the Movie.
Follow me on Twitter at Last Cool Dude. Don't at me though.
Hey, subscribe on YouTube or subscribe on iTunes.
Yeah, whatever.
Give us a 5 stars
on your Android device. Just type in Movie Epidemic. It'll come up.
iTunes on your fucking iPhone. Y'all got them.
Comes up, dude.
You know you got them.
You don't gotta listen to it.
Just fucking hit the 5 star, you fucks.
Yeah, you